Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV out of our studios here in Herisau in Switzerland. And yeah, it's time for Q&A again, and we want to talk to Ascendant Resources. You remember the zinc producer out of Honduras. And with us here today from Toronto is Chris Buncic, the president and CEO. Chris, welcome and thanks for taking the time. Yeah, first of all, I want to know, Chris, what is the status today of the El Mojito mine, which you bought last year?
So we acquired the mine in December of 2016, and we recognized immediately there were a number of simple fixes to be made in terms of new equipment, training, and exploration upside. It produces a lead concentrate and a zinc concentrate, and again, getting back to mining basics, we think there's a lot we can do to keep El Mojito producing for a few decades to come.
Thank you. So what have you done so far to achieve your production plans for this year and also for next year concerning drilling, fleet enhancement and equipment-wise?
Well, in April we did about 1960 tons per day, and that was 25% higher from where we had taken the mine over in December. And a lot of that had to do with the hot seating program we put in, where we increased our hours worked from 15 hours a day to 22 hours a day on the trucks, just by adding a fourth 8-hour shift. And a few other programs helped to increase our rate there, but we ran into technical difficulties with our fleet. Now the addition of 3 trucks and 2 scoops by the end of July will have a material impact on getting our throughput up. And we've already got one of those trucks underground and producing, and the other 2 trucks and scoops should be arriving by mid-July. We've also hired and implemented a business improvement team, and we have 5 senior people involved in that effort, and they are taking over the efforts of our consulting group who we started with back in January. And they should have a material impact on production as we go forward and providing projects that have a financial benefit for us.
Wow, that's really a lot. And what is your production guidance for this year and for 2018, please?
Well, we put guidance out in April in a press release, and in the first quarter we did about 13 million pounds of zinc equivalent. Come the fourth quarter, we're expecting that to be about 19.5 million pounds of zinc equivalent, and that's a solid fourth quarter, which should make for a good 2018 as well. We haven't put out guidance for 2018 yet, and that will likely come towards the end of the year.
Interesting. What exploration potential do you see for the company, and how are your plans going to restart the regional and the mine exploration, of course? And can you give us an idea about the mine life today and also for the future, please?
In terms of life of mine, we have about 2.5 years based on 2P, but if you consider M&I, we have a whole number more, and there's been a long history of resource conversion at El Mojito. In fact, the historical estimates that we have right now are very comparable to where Nearstar took the asset over from Breakwater before it. So there's a long history of extending that life, and you know, we're very optimistic that we'll be able to do the same going forward.
Oh, that sounds really exciting here. And yeah, let's talk about some numbers, of course. What are your AISC costs per pound of zinc equivalent for this year, and to what level you expect to bring them down to grow the future margin?
Well, one of the things we communicated to the market when we first took over the asset was that there are a lot of low-hanging fruit, opportunities to reduce costs. And over the course of the 18 months forward, from the date we took ownership, our target was 82 cents zinc equivalent all-in sustaining cost, with a cash cost of about 70 cents. Now, there are a lot of things we can do to get that current numbers down to that level, and that includes getting throughput up. It's a very high fixed cost mine, and so just by getting our throughput up, we'll have a cost benefit there on a unit basis. Also, we're looking to improve the head grades through exploration, through mining higher grade chimneys as opposed to the mantos. Historically, we've seen that 70-30 split between mantos and chimney ore, and we're looking to get back there. Currently, it's more like 85-15, and so that'll have an improvement on our costs as well.
Those are good numbers, and hopefully you can achieve that then. And will your metal mix of zinc, silver and lead be sustainable for the next years, or do you expect changes in this?
Well, our metal mix is about 60% zinc, 20% lead, 20% silver, and historically it's been consistent with that. We don't have any plans to make any changes that don't come from the natural progression of the mine plan.
Finally, what is cash in the bank? That's one of the key questions, of course, always. And will you be cash flow positive or even profitable in 2017 and 2018, assuming current metal prices for your produced metals?
Well, at the end of Q1, we had about 17 million in cash in the bank in Canadian dollars. And really, when we become cash flow positive has a lot to do with how quickly we can get throughput up, including a lot of the optimizations that we have, increasing our head grade, and that's continue with our exploration program as well. So really, the goal is to get cash flow positive as quickly as possible, but I wouldn't be able to tell you a date at this point.
Chris, thank you very much for the time. That sounds also like a great compelling story, and zinc is very attractive, as we all know. The zinc markets are in the deficit, so you are in the right spot. Thanks and bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chris Buncic, the president and the CEO of Ascendant Resources out of Toronto, working in Honduras with their El Mojito zinc mine. And yeah, the company is in the right place, in the right spot, of course. And yeah, producing nice amounts of zinc this year, even more next year, and bringing the costs further down. That's really what we like to see, of course, also as investors. And yeah, check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Herisau in Switzerland.